I still ain't get no sparkling water. I still ain't get no champagne. I still ain't get nothing.
How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about rapper Jim Jones going to a Gucci store and apparently getting ignored and then going to the internet to complain and cry about it. Now, a lot of you guys may not know who that is, and that's fine. That's totally okay. But the video I'm going to play is I got to illustrate a bigger point than Jim Jones. This ain't about balling. This ain't about him. It's about the bigger issue that I see. And he's complaining about a problem, but I know the solution. I'm not sure if he wants to do that or not. I think that he would call my solution a soft or weak or whatever. But what I'm going to say makes sense. And before I get into it, let's roll the clip. In this clip, you're going to see Jim Jones upset in the Gucci store, and he's talking about why he's upset. But after we get done watching that, I'll come back. I'll talk about what he said there. Then I'll give you the rest of my 2 cents and my deep, detailed analysis. And then I'll wrap it on up with a nice bow on top. So without further ado, let's go ahead and roll it.
We've been in Gucci for about an hour, right? And we in Gucci in the VIP.
We've been in Gucci for like 2 hours.
Right? Since we came in here, having nobody came and showed us no courtesy, no amenities, no nothing. Period. Not even a drink of water. Asked to speak to the manager. Send me a black guy out here that start telling me some. So they got the black guy racial profiling on black people. Asked to speak to a manager bigger than him. Everybody disappeared. Ain't nobody come out yet. I still ain't getting no sparkling water. I still ain't getting no champagne. I still ain't getting nothing. I didn't have a salesperson inside of my VIP suite the whole time I was there. I had to keep screaming for VIP people to help me out. Now everybody don't know where the real manager is. You heard? I'm tired of this. We spending all this money as entertainers inside these stores. They hire these black people, and these black people are more racist than white people when they get their job inside of Gucci. All of a sudden, you stop playing with us, bro. Still haven't seen a manager yet. Still haven't seen a manager yet. Since I'm talking to you right now, a manager still hasn't popped out of Gucci. And the bill is like $29,000, but we didn't pay that yet. You heard? Why would we? They still haven't sent a manager or bottle of sparkling water or anything that says that we appreciate your service for being in here in Gucci and spending that bag.
The big one.
The big one. They sent this guy.
Yeah, nah.
What is he possibly going to do? You heard? What is he going to do? Is what I want to know. Still haven't seen a manager. Is there a manager that works here or everybody's just a worker?
All right, so you saw that, you heard that. Now, I have a lot to say. First of all, the elephant in the room for me is if you're going to spend $29,000 in the store, there should be great customer service, right? There should be the little sparkling water and the champagne. And by the way, a lot of these rappers talking about, oh, I'm so street, I'll shoot you, I'll beat you up, all this, that, and the third. And you're talking about, hey, man, where's my goblet of wine? Can I get some Perrier on the rocks ASAP? Pronto. Like you in there, you might as well be in there with a little toy dog walking around. That's how you sound talking about, where's my Perrier? But anyway, I digress. The point is that if I'm spending that much money, $29,000, you should get good customer service, 100%. Okay, if I'm going to a jewelry store, if I'm going to any kind of high-end store like that, that's customary, right? But see, here's a few things that he may not have thought about. First of all, you got the scamdemic going on, so I'm not really sure where he is. Maybe California, New York, I don't know. But there is a staffing issue, so maybe you're not being helped properly because there's not enough staff. Okay, just maybe. I'm not sure he wants to hear the reason why there's not enough people to help him. Because if you got that kind of money and they see you got all this jewelry on, they're trying to get your money. Now, personally, I would never go to a luxury store like that. Okay, I don't care how much money I got. I'm not really into that kind of stuff. You know, maybe I wear a watch, a little G-Shock or something like that, but I'm not really into all the fancy stuff. Okay, I can be worth $100 million dressed just like this. You know, that's how I am. Okay, so I'm not really into that. Now I understand why he would do something like that because he's a rapper and you got to be out there. You know, you have to be in your rapper kit, your rapper costume. I get it 100%. But if I'm spending that much money and I'm not being helped, here's a novel idea. Just maybe try it out, Jimmy. take your money somewhere else. I never understood people complaining about not getting service and staying there crying. Like you there for like 2 hours waiting for what? If I got that kind of money, I'm not waiting nowhere for 15 minutes. Like if I see that the service ain't right and they don't got enough staff to handle my situation, all right, I'm gonna roll on now. I don't even got that kind of time to be in a particular place. You know, at this particular point in my life, I'm trying to pay people to do things for me so I can just save time. Right? It's like, okay, like I want to wash my my comforter on my bed. Now I could go to the laundromat and sit there for an hour, 2 hours, or 3 hours, or whatever it is, but I don't have that kind of time. I rather would just drop it off, or matter of fact, have them come pick it up. Like they could come to my house, pick it up, and then by the end of the day, drop it back. I'll pay $20, $30, $40, whatever to have that done because I saved that the 3 hours of time. And they get their money, they cool. I get my service, I'm cool, and we're good to go. I'm not going to spend that much time and money in the place if I don't like the service. Okay, that's one thing. And then also, he said something pretty interesting right there, talking about the black folks treat you worse than the white folks. What people like Jim Jones and many others don't understand is that generally, when you're talking about customer service in a lot of these places, you're going to have more empathy and patience from whites than blacks. From what I noticed, not all the time, but generally, especially in the more liberal type environment. And I'll explain why. You got a lot of these white liberals that kind of feel guilty and they don't want to be seen as racist. So they will be more patient and they'll kind of like relax. And that's kind of what I see, because any kind of transgression, any kind of altercation with a white person and, you know, one of these rappers or something like that, they're going on Instagram and their life is over. They don't want to deal with that. But a black person, they are less patient because they don't really have that fear. It's like, whatever, put me on Instagram. Ain't nobody gonna do nothing to me. That's a general thing. They're not gonna lose their job. Ain't nobody gonna get fired if they're black. But if you're a white person, you can lose your job. You might go to jail behind some stuff like that, depending upon what happens. So there's societal pressures on both races, in my opinion, or just personal. It's societal, but it's also kind of like internalized. That's kind of what's going on with that. So that's why you're going to see whites tend to be more patient than blacks and other races. Then whites are more patient than non-whites a lot of times in that kind of circumstance. And we're talking about once you zoom out to the macro, oh man, that's a whole different ball of wax. Like when you're looking at the country, how it's majority white, let's just say it became majority Hispanic. Now, are you going to have all these government handouts and programs and whatnot for the minority or for a black person? You're not really going to have it. Okay, you're not really going to have it the way it is right now. People are not really going to be so patient because the Hispanics come here, they speak their language, they start businesses and schools, and I've seen it. I've seen them come into black areas and revitalize it into an Hispanic area. Now, I'm not saying it's looking like Shangri-La or nothing like that, but it's some kind of way functional. You know, they got 2 parents in the household and everything else. So, I mean, you're not going to get patience like you would get in a store like that from the rest of the world. And you won't get that kind of patience in other parts of the, like, you're not going to get that in China. Like, go to China and try to do something like that. They don't care nothing about you over there. Go to Middle East, go to Africa doing it. It's not going to roll. In the Western world, you can do stuff like that. You can cry about not getting your bottled water, your sparkling water, or your champagne, but you can't do that everywhere. So to Jimmy, I say, hey man, you get that kind of money, go somewhere else. Why? If you feel like they don't want your money and they're being racist, why would you give them money? Why would you give them anything? I'd just be like, all right, I'm out. I've not paid my money yet. I don't have any merchandise. Maybe I do, maybe I don't. But if I got merchandise on me, I'm leaving that right here. I'm not paying no money, and I'm going to the next store. It's so simple. And you know what? I see this so much. Remember the whole Oscars So White kerfuffle from Jada Pinkett Smith back in the day? This is a few years ago, probably about 5-6 years ago now, a long time ago. But she was complaining about there not being enough Oscar winners, quote unquote, of color. Meanwhile, her husband has a whole production company called Overbrook, And in those movies, he's not just finding the latest, greatest black talent. It's usually Will Smith in the Will Smith movie, directed by Will Smith, starring Will Smith, produced by Will Smith. He might put his son in there like he did in After Earth, or put some random ambiguous lady like he did in I Am Legend at the End, or in The Hitch, and movies like that, Wild Wild West, Men in Black. The list goes on. The list goes. But where's the latest black actor? But Oscar's so white. And again, if you feel like you're being discriminated against, why even care about the Oscars? Why show up? Why not just boycott? When I say, hey, they got the BET Awards, they laugh. Oh, that means nothing. But the Oscars and the Tonys and Emmys mean something. But at the same time, they're racist. It's just so weird. It's so weird. I would just say, trying to find acceptance by these companies, the white man acceptance. Why? If you feel like you're not getting it, why cry about it? Who cares? Why do you care? But as I close, I want to say this. Shout out to all the rappers and everybody else that want to spend all their money. I mean, 5 figures, $29,000 in the Gucci store for what? I would never. If I spend $100 on jeans, I'm upset. Even if I got money, it's not even about me being broke or rich. It's about the principle. I'm not spending that much money on something made in some Chinese sweatshop. I refuse. I'm just not going to do it. But I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? How do you feel about what Jim Jones was saying in the overall circumstance? Whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. You guys know where I'm at with it. I would say take your money elsewhere. Go where you celebrate it. Maybe it's a staffing issue. You don't know what's going on. Okay? It could just be a staffing problem, because I've been in restaurants recently and you could tell they're understaffed. They can't really get to you in time. You got to be patient and understanding and be empathetic to them, like how you want from yourself. That's what it should be, in my humble opinion. But whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.